All right, this is problem number 1 out of 3.4, and it's asking us to describe the end behavior of the graph for the polynomial function. So what I have here, guys, on this page is the part of notes for this particular problem. Okay, so what we're looking at here, we're trying to find the end behavior. And so our end behavior is going to be something like either this, 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 or this, right? And so I want you to notice, look, here's the first one, okay? Here's the second one. This one over here is the third, and this one over here is the fourth, right? So, excuse me, what we're trying to figure out is when is the graph going to do these sorts of things, okay? So a couple of things we're going to talk about is I'm going to try to set up a little table here. And I had set something like this up already in the video, but I want to do it again. So what happens when n is even? What happens when n is odd? What happens when my coefficient is positive? And what happens when my coefficient is negative, okay? So here we go. Okay, so, excuse me, if my degree is even and my coefficient is positive, then my graph is going to look, oops, that doesn't look good. Okay, then my graph is going to do something like this and something like that, okay? Oops, forgot the negative here. If my degree is even and my coefficient is negative, my graph is going to do something like this, okay? If my coefficient is positive and my degree is odd, then my graph is going to do this number. And if my coefficient is negative and my degree is odd, then my graph is going to do that number, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to the problem that we have, and I'm looking for the leading term, okay? So the leading term here is 2x to the fifth. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to figure out what is going on with my coefficient and what's going on with my degree. So my coefficient in this case is 2. That's positive, right? My degree here is 5. This is odd. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to say, okay, so I'm looking for odd, and I'm looking for when my coefficient is positive. So my graph is going to go down to the left, up to the right. So my graph is going to go down to the left and up to the right, oops. And that would be choice letter D. And so for number 1, my